Welcome to Film Bluffs, a place for free-range, non-GMO, dog water opinions. So come on in, take a seat, and let's make fun of the kid with no internet.
Oh my god, is that Dane Dehaan?
Every time, Jobe has this whole intro planned where he does this big loud screech and it's never picked up.
That's not true. I listened to last week's episode and you can sort of hear me.
The second one.
Welcome Jabronicrons. We have another exciting installment of the Film Bluffs podcast. It's I, one of your hosts, Marshall, joined by Trace and Jobe over here. Say hi, boys.
Hi, boys. And I'm Jobe.
And together
we're your dad. We're trying to get it going.
We watched Chronicle. This was a Trace pick. And
Woo!
as I was mentioning earlier, I have a little bit of bias because we watched this after the thrashing I received during Power Rangers.
The absolute inflammation.
I fully expect this to tank my... Why did you put zeros in Chronicle?
Well, that's just what I assumed it was going to be.
No.
Based on public reception so far.
Public reception? This is going to tank my average because Mark.
Anyway, Chronicle, it's a found footage film similar to Paranormal Activity or what's that one movie with Marlon Wayans that's not paranormal? It's like
Carrie?
Scary House. No.
Well,
Chicks.
I mean, I could just tell you what this was influenced by. I actually wrote that stuff down.
I bet you could, but I'm going to find the one I'm thinking about specifically. I want to say A Haunted House and A Haunted House 2.
Sure.
They're Paranormal Activity / there's a Stair by Stair episode we did.
Brightburn?
No. It was the family, and then there was a group of people.
Horror?
No, there was the Exorcist.
No, Conjuring.
Yeah, Conjuring. Based on like a spoof on that and Paranormal Activity. But anyways, that's besides the point. We watched Chronicle.
Yeah,
there's not really a whole lot of talk and common place about this. I remember the big one, it was always the marketing stunt that they did where they made little like kites or whatever of people flying. And wow, look, it's people flying in the air, which was like kind of cool. But from what I've seen, it's just a movie that people watched and were excited about and loved it, and then just kind of no one's like, oh, you know what movie was really fucking good? Chronicle, you know. But
definitely weren't me circa
it's
17.
Well, this came out in 2012.
And I took a 5-year gap.
Yeah. No, that's fair. This movie's kind of a fever dream.
I will say, Trace, get on with the DM summary.
Oh, fine. I guess.
Marshall has a thought.
What's up, Marshall?
The alternate title of this movie is Dane Dehaan Takes It Too Far Every Fucking Time. Continue.
True.
Wait, that I accidentally slammed my stupid fat hand and ripped my cord.
Oh. All right, take two.
What I said was Dane Dehaan takes it too far every time. It's like that one I think you should leave it where he's like, every time this is what happens.
Every time.
Someone gets hurt.
I think that one's good. We'll go with that take.
I wonder what Rocky's opinions on this movie are.
He's trying to do the Dane Dehaan laugh.
Come here, boy.
Rocky would be Dane Dehaan.
Yeah.
No. Michael B. Jordan.
Oh my god.
Marshall, make him float around like Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah. Lightning. Zap! He's
is that a plane? What?
Throws him in the background.
To our non-video listeners,
there's a cat on the screen.
Film Bluffs YouTube.
Catch us on YouTube.
I mean, to be fair, our video is also just on Spotify.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
If you had actually watched like you said.
Yeah.
Well, then you should know. All right.
What happens in the movie?
Oh, not a lot, but also everything. So the story follows Andrew Detmer, who is filming his whole life now for some reason. I'll get into that. He's a senior and not well liked at school or at home because he's kind of a loner. Probably because he's not popular. But after going to a party with his cousin Matt, the two of them and Steve, who is a candidate for class president, find a deep hole in the ground. And they desperately need Andrew's camera because it has a flashlight as well as it records things, if you can imagine. They explore it, they find this massive crystal, and they just start to, like, freak the fuck out in there, and it starts, like, making this weird humming noise, and they...
Give us a rendition of the humming noise.
Wait, what's happening? What's my fucking nose bleeding?
Where's my camera?
Trying to choke itself out with my fucking cord.
Aw, poor guy. So we cut to them throwing baseballs at each other and using some form of telekinesis to catch and throw it around, a word that they learn now as seniors, which is insane to me. They return...
They weren't nerds like you growing up, Trace.
I disagree. Matt in this is a huge fucking nerd. So anyway, they return and they find that the hole has been caved in after their last spelunking, and they are kicked out by the police because it's now, all fucking cut off and shit. Andrew continues documenting his life, because again, loser, loner, whatever, while adding the new cool powers he and his friends have. As high schoolers, they would start using their abilities for immature things like pranks, peeping on girls, other ways to beat the shit out of each other without actually touching each other, or building Legos. Andrew eventually pulls this really cool prank where he just straight up almost kills a guy by pushing the guy's car through a railing, down a hill, and into a river. And the three then learn to fly, nearly getting hit by a plane. Their power grows stronger as they continue to use it as their own personal plaything, and they're kind of like, it's a muscle. You gotta work at it, and you'll get stronger. But they keep getting nosebleeds. Andrew has an embarrassing moment at a party and gets pissed off at Steven, who's trying to help him out, and he slowly starts his path to becoming a psycho, very clinically, not even like as he's a psycho. Like, he's genuinely a psychopath by the end of this. And Andrew gets beat by his dad, and he flies away to be alone. Steve follows him, and after a brief argument, Andrew loses control and causes a bolt of lightning to strike Steven during a storm, and he, dies. And Andrew begins to spiral after his death and starts seeing himself as this apex predator and starts taking revenge on the people who have been bullying him pretty much his whole life. He rips the teeth out of a guy's mouth and goes, this one's good because it's intact because I pulled it out. These ones I just kind of ripped out of his mouth. And then he just kind of throws them in the toilet. So in order to help his sick mom, Andrew starts attacking and robbing people while wearing his father's old firefighter getup, as well as kind of robbing gas stations where he accidentally blows up a fuel tank and puts himself in a hospital, probably kills the other guy, I would imagine. And Andrew then, after getting berated by his father while he's unconscious, catches his hand as he's about to get slapped, and he blows up the hospital room. Matt goes to check on him, and Andrew drops his dad from the top of the hospital. Andrew flies up and saves him, and they start fighting in the skies. After trying to reason with Andrew, Matt is forced to kill his cousin in order to stop him by throwing a spear through his chest from a nearby statue. And then we just kind of see Matt is taken off, and he goes to Tibet to go see the monks like he always promised his cousin they would, and to kind of figure out what happened to them that day. And that's really kind of the gist of the movie. It's simplistic, and not a lot goes on. What's up, Marshall?
It's pronounced Tibet, not Tibet.
Nah, you're thinking of the toilet attachment. It's pronounced Tibet.
Oh,
Yeah.
my bad.
I'm also pretty sure that Tibet is correct, but I don't know.
Yeah, great summary. Thanks, Trace, for reading that off for us. The only
I'll see you next week.
Comment I would like to say on your presentation here is I like to put forth the thought that Dane Dehaan was a psycho, from the beginning. Really,
I mean, I feel like psychopaths.
He didn't really start turning into a psychopath.
No, I would agree. I think psychopaths and sociopaths are probably because it's more of a medical thing. I feel like they are just kind of that at birth, and then there's an awakening.
I mean, the big one for me was when he didn't understand why it wasn't okay to kill the guy, or like the truck driver, or whatever.
Yeah,
But,
like they're freaking out. He's like, guys, what do you mean? Like, I don't know why you're so mad about this. Like, it was an accident, and it was pretty cool how I did. Did you see how I just kind of like went, and it went? It was so funny. I mean, bad. It was terrible, but funny, right?
So yeah, this movie sucked, but the effects were cool. So like,
different take on it, because I think that some of the effects are kind of shitty.
they're kind of shitty,
but I
they're
like the
fun.
story. No,
They're fun.
they are. I will say I did kind of knock at some points because of the. Jobe knows this. I'm not a big found footage guy. I'm like that to me.
He's an average size found footage guy.
Hey, there we go. That's a banger.
Didn't miss
That's
that
a
bit.
banger. Put that in the looks. Put that in the books.
In the looks,
Yeah, I'm gonna
idiot.
fucking end it. You know.
you can't say
Every
that.
Every time I get
I'm gonna have to edit that out.
Every time I get personally attacked by Trace, I'm just gonna start docking all of his fucking movies by one.
Okay. I don't care about numbers
Going back
like
to
you do.
rewrite history.
Only numbers I care about are our fans.
The only
All
numbers
5 of you.
So yeah, I don't like found footage, so that kind of knocked it for me in terms of the style of it. Also, the cinematography is just bad in general. Like, especially, I know that they probably don't have a large budget for this, so the fighting scenes that they have or like the action scenes can't be super well done. But the cinematography during those action scenes just makes it really annoying to watch, because like it's just kind of like, oh, you see something dart across the screen, you're like, okay, now you're gonna envision that people are fighting here now, right? And we don't really have to get a whole lot into that. Like, this isn't Man of Steel. We're not gonna show you all the punches going by. And I'm like, just do it.
I think it's less of a question of is the cinematography good or bad, and more so just the style isn't for you. Because I won't say that's bad cinematography.
It's just a perk or a fault of found footage as a medium. Like,
That's
you have to watch it through the camera, and sometimes the camera's not always on the subject of what's going on. So.
You know what? You've won me over.
No,
No. It's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna make a public apology to the photographers on this film. It's not your fault. It was Dane Dehaan. He is a horrible cameraman, and he was controlling it the whole fucking time.
I mean, look at him. You think he's got such spindly little arms?
He's got the talent for the screen. He's not meant to be behind the scenes.
Yo, Dane, if you want to come on the episode of the podcast,
You can, and we can talk about.
We'll watch Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. We'll talk about getting Andrew Garfield on here, and you guys can stomp your beef about him not giving you his blood.
Valerian in the 1,000 Cities in a Planet movie.
Oh, man.
Whatever it's called.
Wow, that's a really long title. I love that.
Did you say Bavarian?
No, God, no. I think it's in the city of. Yeah, no, he's right. Valerian in the city of 1,000 planets.
I'm locked in.
It's just a needlessly long title.
You know what else is needlessly long?
This movie.
It is a little bit. I feel like there could be.
It's an hour 28. It's like one of the shortest.
But I want it to be like. It's a lot of just nothing.
There's a lot of scenes I could like. There's a lot of scenes where it's just like the camera's just spinning over Dane Dehaan.
Right.
Like, okay, you don't need to show us he's brooding. I've already got that from the rest of the movie.
We know what he's about.
If they could get more licensed music for that,
My Chemical Romance would be going hard this whole movie.
Yeah.
Or Linkin Park for sure.
But this also kind of seemed. I brought it up earlier in lost footage that we had. That it seemed kind of similar to me, like more akin to Brightburn almost, because it's just misunderstood kid has incredible powers and decides that he's the ultimate being and he's gonna take it out on everybody he doesn't like now.
I like this movie for the parts where it's like how a high schooler would actually act with superpowers. They wouldn't be immediately like, I'm going to save the world. Like Matt was just like, yeah, man, I'm just gonna like have this and just do my life, make fun of, fucking fuck with people sometimes. Use it for convenience.
That was my thought process while watching it, going, this would be us three if we got powers. And I know what your guys' answers are, but who do you think would be who?
You're Dane Dehaan.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah.
Marshall would be Michael B. Jordan.
Because I'm black.
Yep.
Yeah.
The only not white person here. Wow, Jobe. Hey, baby.
No, because also he was the most popular one.
He is a class president.
I was not. Joe, you were class president.
As the three of us.
Yeah, but Steven wasn't class president. He was just a candidate.
I wasn't even a candidate for class president.
I was.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet you were. I'm still gonna say it. Marshall was the most popular one. In high school.
I would agree because you didn't have a lot of people in your high school, and I was a candidate for a bit, like as a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So Marshall definitely more popular than
I just want to live.
Trace,
okay?
like put us in our.
Why are you trying to kill me?
You made me mad. It was probably an argument about Power
You were already
Rangers.
upset, obviously.
Yeah, because my family hates me.
Do your impression of Dane DeHaan.
Hey, give me your blood, Spider-Man.
I like
That being
the
said,
character of Dane DeHaan.
Like the person.
The character that he
not
plays.
real.
I don't know his name. I was kept thinking Dane DeHaan the whole time. But like,
Andrew.
you can definitely tell that he yearns for popularity.
Yearns.
And
There
then
it is
like
again.
as soon as he gets any like speck of popularity, anything that challenges that just like destroys his like mentality instantly. Like
Yeah.
he got the whole popularity after the magician thing and then immediately fucked it. And even though his friend Steve, who I want to say at this point, I think they're friends, even though
Yeah.
Andrew isn't going to admit it.
Andrew's just an ass.
I mean, I can kind of get it because I've definitely
you're Dane DeHaan.
Yes, and I I sympathize with him. I've been on both ends of that friendship though, where like I had a friend who was just undeniably more popular than I was in school, hung out with way more people.
Yes, I know.
Marshall, it's you. And it did feel like that there were times that our friendship was not very genuine because of that. But then I've also been on the other side where like I just kind of liked to hang out with people I enjoyed being around. So there was a kid who was kind of a loner at school, and every once in a while we'd hang out in class, and I feel like it did seem over the top, but to him, but for me, I was just like, I genuinely like hanging out with this guy and talking to him, even because like, I'm a bit nerdy, but I don't just broadcast that. He's way nerdier, and I didn't in high school. I didn't. Now I've embraced it. In high school, I was just kind of like, yeah, whatever. I hung out with some skaters though, so like,
fucking hate you guys.
Yeah,
but you're my friends.
No, I don't think any of us would have liked each other in high school. I kind of wish we could go back and just like plant ourselves in the same high school just to see how that would go.
Well, that wouldn't work because like you'd be like way older than us.
No, I'm saying like all of us in high school prime. Like we all go to that age in the same.
So you'd
group.
be going to like which high school? Because our age, or like are we going to like the sock hop with you, Trace?
Actually, fun fact: Sock Hop got canceled the year before I was supposed to have it, and turned into something Morp because he was prom backwards, and so did the Sadie Hawkins dance. It like got no our committee for any kind of dance or anything was so fucking stupid. Yes, Jobe.
Suck upon these nuts.
That was you had your hand up before that. I know you had something else, and it was hopefully better. Please.
While we're drawing comparisons, Dane DeHaan would love the movie Chronicle. Michael B. Jordan would fuck with Power Rangers 2017 for sure. And I think we can all agree that Matt, pretentious as he is, would fuck with Vivarium.
Yeah, for the dumbest reasons.
Yes, Trace.
Just because Job inspired me, Sadie Hawk on these nuts.
Like I said, I hate you both. But you are my best friends, so here we are.
So yeah,
start a podcast.
Oh, we should.
God, we should.
Leave a comment below
if you think we should start a podcast,
and if it should be better than this one. Because we can do better.
All right, enough
we
about
choose
Dane
not
DeHaan and DeHaan D's nuts. The other characters in this movie, I think, did pretty good acting wise for high schoolers, even though they're like 45 or whatever.
I really feel like Michael B. Jordan is almost just Michael B. Jordan in this.
Yeah,
because like the way he kind of presents it, like to me, this is him like where he's jumping into his acting career, and I feel like he is this gung ho about it that he was as a presidential candidate, where he's just like super upbeat about it all the time, and it just feels genuine coming from him.
Yeah, counterpoint. He introduced himself as Steve, not Michael B. Jordan. So factually, you're wrong.
So Marshall is just gonna nitpick everything I say because I told him that Power Rangers fucking sucks.
You didn't just tell me. You also told Jobe, my wife, and everyone who listens to this.
You said it to my fucking wife.
You must have told my wife my favorite movie was dog shit like 5 times.
And what year was that? Was that also 2012?
What year? What are you talking about?
Oh no, it's 2017 for Power Rangers.
I've said it like 40 times.
Yeah, but Power Rangers 2017.
Yeah, but I kind of forget because.
Because you're too busy going like this. Golly,
what does that mean, Marshall?
You sucking down Dane DeHaan's Dahani. That's what they call it.
Actually, one more thing about Dane DeHaan.
Right there.
That's pretty good. One more thing about Dane DeHaan, though, I will say is they have the wrong headshot on Google for him because he just looks better now and he's had better pictures. But the headshot they have on Google is like his default picture. Looks like the Green Goblin.
Trace, pull it up on screen for us.
I can't.
No, it's too much work. He looks bad. Anyways, we didn't talk about Matt enough, and I think the best character is Matt in this. He seems like kind of an ass, but at the same time, he is just like an idiot. It seems like he doesn't know how to express himself completely. I think that's what I get from it. Like, there's that whole scene where he's like giving a letter to the girl so she can like ship it off to the needy, and she's like, "You can do this," and he's like, "Oh." And she's like interpreting it as he's doing that so he can get to talk to her. But in my mind, I'm like, oh, he just didn't realize that he could also send the letter and was giving it to her.
He is that thick.
That is a very Jobe thing.
And was like, wait, hold on. I can send the letter.
You can send this. What's a stamp?
World.
Yeah, no, it's... And... it does take a while, obviously, for him to like commit to killing Dane DeHaan, and then also killing Andrew at the same time. But
you can't believe Dane DeHaan died for this role.
Andrew's the person. Dane DeHaan is the supervillain.
But I mean, it's kind of believable given that this is like, he doesn't want to kill someone. I feel like there's a good amount of like, as a person, usually you don't want to kill someone unless you're sociopathic Trace. Because he was about to say that he would kill someone immediately with no regard, but some people would be like, hey, I don't want to kill someone. Plus, he's like family and he's gone through a lot. I understand why he's doing this. But Trace, say that you would kill him because he's hurting people and you have the S for hope on your chest.
I would kill Andrew?
Yeah.
Trace,
I would have killed him way sooner.
See?
Like, no, okay, I know
they wouldn't find the body. No, they'd be in 12 pieces.
You would pick him up and separate him limb from limb.
No, with abilities like that and him just not calming down. Yes, 100%. He just killed Marshall. I just killed Marshall. Jobe, I would expect you to avenge Marshall like that.
Avenge me,
Jobe. Like, he doesn't know for sure how he died.
It's definitely...
Andrew all but admits to it.
All right, let's like this. Jobe, did you kill him? And you just go...
No. Let me do my Dane DeHaan impression again.
Okay, Jobe, did you kill Michael B. Jordan?
Leave me alone!
It's just Brownie.
Okay, I don't think he actually says, did you kill him? It's like, hey, what was he doing in the
field?
What
Would he be on the field, dumbass?
He did say, what did you do, Andrew? And he's just like, nothing. Oh my god,
I threw up instead of getting laid.
I'm gonna go listen to My Chemical Romance.
Also, there's that one scene where they're playing beer pong and he bounces the ball and they don't immediately swat it, which was a little embarrassing.
Like they don't know that wouldn't have worked, but they don't even try to I'd be leaping over the table to try to smack that shit.
Maybe they're playing like West Coast rules or some shit where you can bounce like for fun, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, maybe
he got balls back. Maybe he was heating up.
No,
he ain't
there's
got
no way.
balls.
No way. Also, like, even when Dane DeHaan was popular in school, like, he seemed like kind of a bitch for that, like, 5 minutes when he was, like, a magician.
Yeah.
Like he's like, I'm a cool magic guy. I'm gonna go drink a lot.
Well, but because he walked in and it immediately felt like he was in a room full of like A-list celebrities, and he was just happy that they were there to talk to him.
I guess.
Like he was just like, oh my god, hey,
and then he flew up.
High fives. What are those? Oh, I slap it. Cool. And then he's just like going around, and now he's high fiving everybody because he's getting it like genuinely for once.
But
and
this
not
wasn't
across
his like
face.
first party, so I don't know why. Like, did he? Is it implied that he drank?
Where people somebody wanted him.
No.
Yeah,
Besides that,
the first
But,
party
like,
he cried because
Besides that very important
no.
development.
I'm talking about like
him.
like he threw up because it seemed like he drank too much. But like,
No, it definitely was because he
saw
got
boobies.
the porn in front of a lady for the first time.
And he's like, "What is this?"
Listen, as a fellow vagina throw up honor.
I didn't hear about this one.
Nah, it's not.
I don't know
true.
if I need to.
I thought it would have been better.
I'm trying to help my homie Dane out.
If he
Yo,
like,
Dane, come on the podcast. I'll take
if he
the
had
L
like
for you.
a huge nosebleed or something all over, because then it would have made sense.
Yeah.
I feel like the throw up was kind of just lame or something.
It was. I will say
You
the
could be
first
a badass and bleed on her. You
No.
bitch.
the first time I ever watched this though, I did immediately look at him and go, he pre-ejaculated. He pre-ejaculated all over her, and she ran out.
Said Michelle. I'm gonna
All right, but
Oh,
Steve
fuck, I'm praying.
Steve was trying to help, but he did it in the worst way possible. He's like,
No,
"Oh
I
no,
agree.
this is an embarrassing moment. Let me film it." Versus, I'm gonna put the camera down.
Well, but they're
Put the camera down,
documenting
Steve.
everything. It needs to be genuine.
document everything.
No, I do
So-
agree. He was trying to make too much of a joke about it. We're like,
Well, I'm assuming Steve was drunk too.
well, yeah, like Job makes jokes to cheer me up when I'm in a rut because he knows how to. But like, I feel
You're
like
in a rut.
we,
What are you in heat? Like,
Yeah.
goddamn.
yeah, what of it?
That's good.
But like, I feel like Job would also know to like bring it down if he knows. Oh, okay, this is a serious thing.
Yeah,
This
but
ain't
also
good.
fair's fair. If I was taking it too far with a joke, you'd just be like, "Ah, that's
I'm
really
gonna-
funny."
yeah,
You
I'm
wouldn't
gonna
go, "Leave me alone."
I'm gonna go kill you in the sky later.
Why are you making fun of me?
I'm not making funny. I'm just.
Why do we have Brownie on for this
I don't know. I feel like Brownie would
Fuck
love
this
Chronicle.
episode.
Hey, so tangent.
Yeah.
Did his dad actually see him like playing with powers and was like, "Oh, my kid's like got magical powers," or did he just assume his kid's like an idiot? I
No,
just didn't see any of that.
No, that because he says I've seen all the stuff you've been up to.
Like on the video camera. Right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like he has to know. He just went, wow, my son is a real great editor. He got that plain looking
Yeah.
real.
Like that's
Really
the only
good.
thing I
He
can
got really
imagine.
good at After
Is
Effects.
if he just imagines his son got really good at like CGI or something. Like that's the
Yeah.
only way I could like process that, or he's just like, "Fuck it, my son has powers. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna go drink."
All
He's
right.
just like, oh, my son's powers have finally awakened. It's about damn time.
Ooh,
But this is
I
a
got a good
$500
one. I got a
camera.
really good one. Please.
All right,
please.
all right.
All right.
It's
It's your
good.
call, Joe.
Please.
You haven't talked in a minute. It's your
please,
call.
Please.
Marshall, tell the people what you got to say.
Tell the people
I want to
your funny
say
joke.
that Dane Dehaan is his character, and they all have their like specific ways of like using their power, right? Obviously, Steve is becoming a like he learns to train like a muscle, like in like football or something, and just works at it. Matt's just kind of taking it carefree, while Dane Dehaan gets too cocky with his power because he's been a nobody his whole life,
Yeah.
and that's why you see him like do things that technically should work, but he doesn't think the next step, like when he redirects the shotgun and blows up the fuel tank,
Mhm.
or when he like schmoots the trucker off the road. There's probably a couple other examples where he like uses his power in too much of a way. I don't know how to say it, but like you know what I'm trying to say. Someone please,
like a psychopath.
yeah, like a psychopath, but like he's not. He's too cocky. about it.
He's got too. So the problem with him is he has too much raw power and not any kind
Raw
of direction
power.
for it, and no kind of like. He has no kind of training mentally.
honorable warrior.
He has no training physically or mentally, so it's just raw power as is. Whereas like Matt has a little bit of an intellectual head on him, so he's got more to the how does this work? What's the ABC effects of this?
He knows good and evil.
Right. And Michael B. Jordan, Steve Montgomery is just like, that's a muscle, so I gotta learn to control it so I can know how to do it better. Sure.
Yeah, but like from all the times that we see like a public display where Dane DeHaan fucks up, it's usually because like either one, he took it too far and just
Right.
didn't think about the next step. You know,
Yeah, if they were all to fuse into one person, they'd be the perfect being.
the
Captain.
perfect being.
Captain Planet.
All right, Job. I'm really sorry that I took this bit over your bit. What were you gonna say, Job? Come on.
I was
And
gonna,
that's a good time to break.
No, don't do it to him. Don't do it to him.
I was just gonna say, like, if I could levy a genuine criticism, because I feel like I've just been goofing and gaffing most of this episode, but
Oh, you
to
bastard.
be my normal, overly analytical bitch, I do think there is a missed opportunity, like with Andrew's mom. Like,
Mhm.
she's present and is a pretty big part of why he is the way he is, because she's dying and dad's an asshole. But like, I guess, I don't know, she has to know, right, that her husband is beating the shit out of their
Oh,
kid.
See, that's the part where, like, I'm sure she hears some of that, but she's also so fucking drugged out of her mind because of the can. Is it cancer? I don't remember. I think it's cancer.
just-
What it is.
I don't think they just
movie
say
disease.
movie disease.
It just she's got the dying. But
She's got the movie disease.
like
She's got the one that costs a lot of money disease, you know.
$700 a bottle. But like, no, I think she probably is just so drugged out of her mind from the medication that she probably isn't processing it. Like in the other room, he could be watching a movie of somebody else beating his son.
He's just reacting very badly to the movie.
Wow, somebody's watching a movie about beating the shit out of Dane DeHaan. I wish I could get out of bed.
Owie. I don't know.
Oh!
And I think along with the characterization of Dane DeHaan's character as the apex predator, it's how he like uses the power. Like obviously he could go into like convenience stores and shit and steal money without the cashiers noticing, but he does it in such a way because nothing can hurt him, you know what I'm saying, big dog?
He gets too confident with it. It's like the popularity.
It's like the popularity.
Speaking of popularity, you know it's pretty popular?
Wait, Stibbity
pussy.
Toilet.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Marshall used the
Capri
safe
Sun.
word. What's up, Marshall?
Let's get a Capri Sun going.
All right.
We'll catch you after this break, listeners. We love you. Smooches.
Gonna Capri. And we're back.
Right.
And
Oh!
we're back. Welcome back, Jabronicrons. I'm hoping that you were able to follow along with us on that Capri Sun break and indulge yourself in a Capri Sun, Roaring Waters, or Kool-Aid Jammer, or whatever your
Roaring Waters.
But it doesn't have to be
What
a
the
Capri Sun, because they
Doesn't have to
still
be a
don't
Capri
sponsor
Sun.
us.
Yeah,
They don't
I mean,
sponsor us.
if you want it to be, it can be a Yoo-hoo. They're dog shit, but
Yeah.
it could be.
It's just, it doesn't sound the same if we're like juice in a pouch break.
Juice in a pouch.
In a pouch.
Oh, we should record our own instead of having the elevator music.
Hey, I'm gonna say this one here, guys. Let's not.
No, I think
Let's
we
not
should.
do that.
Hey, we
so
still
afraid of success.
Yeah, we still have something in the works that you haven't even heard yet, and neither have we because we haven't recorded that part of it. We're still waiting for our lead guitarist to get us something to sing along to.
RF Customs to just send over whatever he's got, and here we are.
Anywho,
With
here
nothing.
we are. Let's talk about the movie still.
So Adam, could
baby.
you get on your son about making us some music?
So obviously we get to see a progression in the powers of each of these characters. They start off barely able to catch baseballs to learning how to flying, and then doing all this stuff, moving cars and shit, obviously. But what I want to know, for me personally, is like how long is this like take place? Did they ever say like what's the time frame here?
It doesn't seem like a long time because you'd imagine that it would, if it took super long, they'd hit graduation. Because it kind of seems like it's somewhat in the beginning of the school year, I'd imagine.
Yeah, but also at the same time, the way that like Steve talks about like all I've been doing is hanging out with you guys is like
It does seem like it's supposed to be a long time.
I think there's also a line.
And we don't even get a Christmas bit.
Well, I'm assuming like the talent show is towards the end of the year or whatever. 'Cause
That
that's
would
usually
that would make sense, yeah.
like it's over the course of a school year because then he graduates and goes to Tibet right after Andrew dies.
The part that I thought was weird though
I
is
thought that was winter break. He did that because they talked about doing it during winter break.
I
Oh,
don't know
maybe.
if he. I don't know. Maybe they didn't. Maybe the authorities didn't see Matt very well. But I don't imagine Matt went back home ever. Like to me,
Probably
I
did.
kind of went, oh, he fucking like he flew and immediately got ready to go to Tibet after his fight with Andrew.
Okay, let me put it this way. Maybe they had cameras on him, but also he just looks like generic white guy.
That's
sorry.
also no. I totally get that. That was just my part of watching movies going, that's what the movie assumes that we, should know. But I have no clue how that all panned out for Andrew because they never made a Chronicle 2, and they should have.
I think the story is fine there. I think that's kind of it.
It was a joke. It was a joke.
Yeah, it was funny. We're all laughing.
Thanks, Marshall. Once again,
Of Narnia too.
This actually
Those
is
are
the
so
prequel.
good.
We should watch one of those.
Oh.
Watch Prince Caspian.
Okay,
I was actually
I
gonna
remember
just
one time
say
I brought
Prince
up.
Caspian.
I was talking to my parents, and I'm like, I really like Prince Caspian and the Narnia trilogy. My mom's like, that one sucks, and my sister's like, yeah, that one's bad. I'm like, what the fuck?
I like it better than Dawn Treader.
Oh, Don Treader's the worst of the three.
Dawn
for sure.
Treader does
I think-
suck.
I've only seen Lion and Don Shredder.
I've seen The Lion and Don Cheadle.
I just remember Don Cheadle's the one where Edmund tries to enlist in the war, right?
Yeah, because he wants to be like Peter, and that
And I just remember thinking it was very
and
funny
there being a lot of
because
drama.
like the recruitment officer calls him, "Yeah, go home to your family, Squid."
And he's like, okay.
Squid, and it's like you can sound more like a little baby boy right
And
now.
I do think that's him and the youngest one, Lucy.
Susan.
No, Susan's the older one. I think that's him and Lucy's last trip to Narnia before the last battle.
Wow.
Yeah, but we'll get into
Yeah,
that
like,
when we do
I'm pretty
Chronicles
sure,
of
like,
Narnia.
everyone but Susan dies in like a train wreck or some shit like that.
That's one of the theories. All of them do make it back for the final book in the actual battle like that Narnia has because
Damn,
like
you really.
Okay, so you're getting
I
that
love
wild-
I do love the books. The books are
You're
great.
getting that Dane Dehaan
'Cause
Apex
in-
Predator
Because
look.
I
Anyways.
think like the 4th or 5th book, we get the professor in Narnia in his prime.
I really want to touch on how Steve is also like his
Buscemi?
parents don't have like a great relationship
Yeah,
to show that he's not super perfect and essentially like, hey, this is what Andrew could have been if he wasn't a piece of shit. Like he could still like have tried to be a better person.
I think
Obviously, it's not the same. Everyone's got their own individual circumstances, right? Andrew's dad beats him, and his mom's dying. While
Marshall's
Steve's
really bad
parents are, divorced, and his mom's banging someone on the side, and his
they're not divorced
girlfriend-
yet.
Okay, they're working on it.
Yeah,
But he's still,
Patch it in.
he's still having fun and, trying to be a better person than his circumstances allow.
I think that instead of that, they're not trying to make it seem like he's not perfect. I think they're trying to show Andrew in this moment that he's mortal. He can be wounded. He can be killed. And then he strikes him with lightning.
What?
I definitely think the lightning strike was a complete accident.
Is it though?
Yeah, I
'Cause
think so.
Okay. In
I
a
think he couldn't
broad,
control his powers.
well, yeah, because he's got too much raw power. But I do think like unconsciously or subconsciously he, Steve has the life that Andrew wants.
Steve.
So like I think there's a little bit of jealousy there where he's like, all right, I'm gonna kill him because he's jealous of him. Like at a baseline, I think he's a little bit jealous of Steve and
Yes,
threatened by
Jobe.
Steve.
I'm fully ready for this entire section to get cut out.
Good, great. Go ahead and get it out of the way then. What happens to Ender
please.
now?
No. Nothing like that. Trace, I just wanted to ask you.
Are you gonna dox me again?
No.
Sorry if you didn't hear my full address last week.
Fuck off. Trace,
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask you.
Did anybody
You
come
did-
to? That's my address.
Will you do an impression of as Star Wars alien, but don't make it sound racist? 'Cause
What?
I've just been trying to workshop it. I'm not getting it.
Sorry, my dog is also trying to hang herself on my headphone cords. I mean, yeah,
Just
I
do
could.
like a Jawa.
That, yeah. Oh,
See, that's not racist, Joe.
Why
Or-
is that not racist?
and Jabba, it's really easy because if you do Jabba the Hutt, there's nothing really racist about him. He just
No, that's right.
No,
that seems.
you just say things like you have a lot in your mouth,
Anyways,
like you're
let's get
playing
back to the
Chubby
real pressing
Bunny with
movie.
marshmallows.
Anyways, so we were talking about Steve when we last left off.
Yeah,
Character
yeah,
known
Montgomery.
in, Chronicle and Fire with a Chance of Meatballs. Steve.
That's all you wanna.
So,
That's all you wanna
Listen,
give him.
I'm trying to get my co-hosts here to do something.
Also,
I like,
he's not in. He's not in Cloudy with a Chance of Evil.
I like how naturalistic all the dialogue is. Like when the trio are interacting with each other, I don't know. I feel like they fuck with each other just enough to be like, oh yeah, those are high school dipshits.
That's fair. I do think that the dialogue is super cringy though. Like it's definitely got that like early 2000s cringe to it.
Sometimes it's a little cringy, but it feels right. Like there's those moments where they're just like shooting the shit with each other, and then until like it's like late at night and they're all just like lying awake. Then comes like the
And, like,
real,
Are you
the real hours. You
No,
know,
I've been there.
right where you're just like it's 2 a.m. Goomba lamps on, and you're just like, hey guys, do your parents hate you or like?
And I will say, you know, I'm not obviously I'm not around high schoolers anymore because I'm an old man.
Because you're a boomer.
So it's hard to remember how I was in high school. I'm sure I talked a lot like this though, because who wasn't super cringy in high school other than Marshall?
Everyone
Mr.
do your
Popular?
Trace impression where it was like this. Hey guys, did you catch that Dragon Ball Z episode last week? It was pretty sick, huh?
Okay,
I was watching
Marshall,
on my fucking
you
rock.
could not look
caveman
dumber
hole.
right now because no Dragon Ball content was being pushed out when I was in high school. It was already done.
No, because you were,
Actually,
Old.
wait.
Actually, now that I
Trying-
think about it,
trying to
a
remember what I-
synchro deck would probably be best.
I'm trying to remember when I went to Florida with Mason because I know that Dragon Ball Super was coming out. around that time.
let me try this again. Okay.
Yeah,
Hey
go for it.
guys, you catch that new episode of those two Tyrannosaurus Rexes fucking because we were sitting there watching it in our fucking caveman hole because I'm
right.
906 years old.
You know, that took way longer to get to an old person joke.
Last night, Ripper episode.
Yeah, what the you really could have tried to make that seem more like a hey Trace's old joke rather than hey Trace watches dinosaur porn.
I mean, you did back in the day because that's the only thing that was on
Well,
Channel 2.
what else was I supposed to do? There was a dodo over here, and he's somehow gonna live way longer than I am by bashing his head against a wall, and then those stegosauruses are banging.
So, anyways, yeah, like we said, this movie's a little cringy at times. Takes a little bit to get going because it's pretty
little
much
bit.
they get powers, and then Dane DeHaan's a dick for 95% of the movie, and then he dies, which is pretty much.
He does crush a car though, and that's pretty cool.
That car
It's
looks bad though.
I mean, yeah, and Matt probably could have done it too. It was a little bit extra, but
Not,
you know-
not like the fact, the CG.
oh well, yeah, whatever. But I do think it's a very sinister and spooky look to have him just like crushing a car in his hands, but it's not in his hands. He's just doing
The
it
more
so
spooky
quickly.
thing is when he just like pulled all those legs off that spider. That was kind of freaky.
That was kind of fucked up, yeah.
Is it just me though, or is he misunderstanding what an apex predator is? Like, an apex
Hey,
predator. is
He's
someone
an
that's
idiot,
the
so
the species at the top of the like food chain.
Yeah,
within
obviously
the
he wasn't like a smart kid because you probably learned about that like in middle school, like
Yeah,
food
like,
chains and shit. Like,
he seems like he has a very simplistic view on it. He read Apex Predators are the best and stopped reading. and went, "Oh, that's me. I'm the best." Because Andrew's nowhere near as strong as I am.
I mean, I could see like what point they're trying to make, like him as if he was a species of a human with psychokinetic powers,
Yeah.
he would be at the top, but it's just him.
I mean, there's 3 of them though. So how many?
Well, there's
how many
2.
people do you need? Well, yeah.
There's one now.
Oh, good point.
Ever
How
since the
Isn't Matt
incident.
gonna have to reproduce?
How many? Well, that's a good point too. Does Matt's offspring get any bit of like? Does it become part of his?
Dude, did y'all
physiology,
not
or-
go to fucking science class? If you get scarred on your arm, your kids aren't going to be born with a scar on
Okay,
their
but this
arm.
isn't a scar on their arm. Like we don't know to what molecular level they changed.
Tail?
Like,
Do you?
Yeah.
cool.
Let's see it. Damn it, Joe.
So anyway, it doesn't explain to us how much they change on a molecular level, if any. So it's entirely possible that they could pass these abilities down to their children, even if it's diluted a little bit. But also, this thing exists in the world. Are there other things like it? Are other people finding these things? How many of these psychological people do you need to form a new species with super kinetic powers?
Chronicle 2.
Yeah, it sounds like Trace just wanted Chronicle 2.
I didn't need Chronicle 2, but if they had other people and he went to the monks and they're like, we've seen you before.
No, he actually, I heard,
warrior.
yeah, the script was going to involve him going to the monks, and then there was this little goat lady, and she's like, hey, if you keep going down this path, you're going to find yourself. And he goes, where? At the bottom of the stairs. And then she tells him that, you know, he's going to be defeated by a warrior of black and white. And then Po, the panda from Kung Fu Panda, teams up with Seal, the singer, and kills him.
Interesting.
And
you're telling me you don't need
Jack
Chronicle
Black.
2 with that premise?
Jack Black and Dane Dehaan need to interact. It'd be
Yeah,
fun.
that'd be wild. Okay, so here, let's go with the cliche question that I know everybody's been really waiting for us to answer. You touch a cool crystal rock in the middle of a cave. What kind of power do you want?
I mean, I think if I
want
get
the power to change probability, because it's not enough to
You're
shoot in the head.
fuck
I
you.
just want to say like they have a 99%.
Fuck off. Job's upset because I told him I thought that'd be a fun power, and he's just like, why not just make it 100%? Like, because I don't want 100%. I don't want to go, I'm going to win the lottery today. I want to go, you know what? Instead of this amount of chance, I want a 70% chance I win the lottery today.
like,
Or, hey, there's a 30% chance I could breathe in water, and then I
I
just
don't
go
want to be
deep
that
diving.
guy. Don't want to be that guy. But wouldn't any superpower just like be great anyways?
Well, yeah,
Like, I'd
no.
be happy with whatever I got.
I don't
Okay,
know.
would you
If
be
my
happy with
superpower was
anything?
the ability to give myself AIDS, I'd probably.
That's not really a superpower. That's just a shit power. I think we classify it under not super.
Marshall, how do you feel
Okay.
about the ability to tell a gecko's in the area within a 20-mile radius?
Am I a gecko keeper?
No.
Yeah.
You just wake up one day and you will go gecko that way, that way, because you're in
I
a very
just become-
gecko heavy location.
I would just get like a YouTube channel and be like, we're gonna be hunting for some fun geckos today, and then I would go find like 50. They'd be like,
Just
God
your,
damn, this gecko
the-
guy is so
the-
good.
YouTube channel.
Yeah,
where
this
you
is-
post threads.
It's like, I found a mouse this time.
And be like, look, gecko. Oh, look, another one. And everyone be like, whoa, he's found so many geckos, dude. It's so sick.
Okay,
Dude, you
so-
see this guy with the geckos?
Marshall,
Like, literally, there's anything that sounds somewhat appetizing besides, like, I
Appetizing.
kill myself immediately, like, would be fine
Well,
as a superpower.
Marshall,
What
you heard
if-
it here. Marshall will take any superpower. Any greater being in the universe who's dishing out powers, give Marshall whatever you need. I do hope Marshall gets something like that we think might be mundane, but Marshall's like so fucking excited about it. We have to go along and just be like, that's so cool, dude. And then
Oh,
I fly
dude.
off, you
you kidding me?
tunnel into the ground.
I don't have to be the shit eater.
Never
You're the
said you
mole
were.
man. No, you're the underminer.
Hey, no one... now you're excited.
Yeah. Well. How long have we been recording? We got 2 more hours.
So, quick tangent.
Christ.
If you guys
Oh.
get like a superpower that is like definitely tied to an element, like tunneling into the ground or like
Like
flying
Joel
in the air.
Earthbender.
Yeah, you know, like something like that. Are you gonna like tailor your outfit to that. Like, Jobe, if you become the tunneling guy, are you going to wear like overalls and a hard hat?
Oh. Ooh.
That might just become a personal choice.
I thought you meant like
But-
he's suddenly wearing a lot of brown and greens.
I mean, maybe.
No. I'm gonna throw people off. I'm gonna have a very like fire themed costume.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just saying because like a lot of like superheroes you see, they're like, I've got fire powers, and they got
that's
like
why I'm all
fire
red.
all over their outfit and shit.
Yeah.
You know, like something like that. But like, I don't know.
I'm
Makes
thinking
sense.
I'm thinking of like the direct, you know, the popular 4 elements. I just don't think I can make any of those work. Like I don't think I'd look good.
The popular 4
Yeah,
elements.
maybe she got a fucking tan
Hydrogen,
trace.
neon,
Alright.
argon.
Sorry, Marshall. I didn't hear what you said because I was listening to Joe be a smart ass.
Don't be so pale.
Oh,
See the
well,
sun.
I can't. Maybe. Well, okay. There you go. If I start
My
doing air
superpower
and
is the
flying
ability to
around,
see the sun.
then I'm just gonna fly above the clouds and I'm gonna tan. I'm gonna, you know, burn and I'll be red, and then people will think I'm a fire guy. So I'm getting some issues here because like I don't tan. So maybe I should just go fire because I'll be red.
I think you probably do tan. You just lack the drive.
No,
It's about
it's
drive.
not. All the freckles just
power.
absorbs the light and the darkness and goes, nah, keep that to ourselves.
So Marshall,
Yeah.
if you had to give this movie a score 1 to 10, whereabouts would you put it?
Yeah,
Here's the thing.
Marshall.
I've mentioned to you guys, I've got a lot of hate in my heart this week.
Marshall told me
What?
last week that he thought that he liked this movie.
I did go on record in our Snapchat
He
group
did.
called Jobe Wants to Get Food and Miscellaneous.
This
That I
fell
liked.
into the miscellaneous part.
Yeah, it's mainly miscellaneous nowadays because Jobe left us to go make a
You
drink.
left us.
Okay, no,
I-
technically you and I left first, and then
Technically,
Marshall and
you guys did
Madison
fuck
came
off
to
first.
came to join us, and then we left again, and then I was staying, and then you left me,
The point is,
and I've been devastated ever since.
it's
The
true.
point is that
Thing is, Joey.
I like the movie, and I have moral values where I can't rate a movie falsely. It's one of those things where, you know, it's I have to be the better person here, you know, even though
You're not like us giving movies bad scores just for some sort of sick.
yeah, you know, no, exactly, right. I'm here as a service
I'm
to
still
you,
looking for
the
that too.
Jabronacrons. I'm looking right at the camera. This is for you. I hope you know this. Let's see. Ooh, I need to look at what Trace gave Marshall movies and what's the worst.
What did you just say?
I was waiting for that foot to drop. It was either going to be Marshall doing what he's doing now, or Marshall go on this long tangent about how his moralities far exceed ours and go, 2.
I'm gonna give it a 5.9. No, I'll give it a 6.2. 6.23.
Okay.
3. It's not terrible. It was entertaining. I don't think I'll ever watch it again because one time's enough, but it takes a little long in some places, but it's fine.
I'd like to point out that
You know what? 5.8. Shut up, Trace.
There you go, Trace. Totally just
5.8 is still not terrible in terms of Marshall rating my movies. The only one he's rated really awful is Hoodwinked, and that was technically a Marshall pick.
Marshall and
Technically, you can take these balls and gurgle them, Trace.
Aw,
'cause
thanks,
that's
Marshall.
my ass. Jobe, if you were to rate this movie on a scale from 1 to 10, what would you rate it?
well,
You can go back. You can go ahead and look at all the things I've rated for you now if you want.
No. As the only one here with any damn sense, I think I have the most level-headed score. The movie isn't perfect.
Jobe's
Also, I
gonna
think
say like a fucking 1 or a 9.
you're allowed to pirate this one, I think, because then we
Yeah.
say that one of the writer or director was
The writer.
I didn't pirate it because that would be illegal.
If you come on the podcast, I'll pay you the $5 it would cost me to watch.
Yeah.
Cost me like $3.69.
I don't know because I
Anyway.
feel like I gotta pay all the actors personally.
Well, you gotta just have them split.
Well, I wouldn't pay
Yeah.
Dane Dehaan. He died in the movie, so he died in real life.
That's
just
true.
what this actor's take.
Yeah, they used him as a puppet in Amazing Spider-Man.
It was like,
Anyway, Joe, number.
you're a fraud, Spider-Man. 7.
Okay. Oh, yeah, it's okay. Just give me a second.
You're gonna tell us about having sense?
This movie's nostalgic, and it's
that's where I'm at. The movie is pretty nostalgic for me. I don't know why, but it was in that era of me being a stupid fucking kid and going, "Wow, this movie's so cool."
I've never seen this movie, so no nostalgia. Sorry,
you never watched it?
No, this is the first time watching.
Oh, okay, you did watch it then. I will say it was for whatever reason, I'll agree. It's not a great movie, but it was a huge fucking success because they had a budget of $15 million and made $126 million in the box office.
Listen, we've been on this whole bit about budget and how much they make. Doesn't make, it's not enjoyment.
It is just
lost money and it was a great fucking movie.
No, I think that one actually. I think that one works. No, I just think it is an interesting factoid of the movie because it's not super great, it's not well received, but it made a lot of money somehow, and it's a weird little tug of war thing. I guess Marshall also hates Akira 1988, which this movie is inspired by. But I don't know. I went and looked, and it's influenced by like Carrie, a movie called The Fury. There was a book that was later a animated adaptation called Akira 1988, where this kid gets telekinetic powers and starts getting too powerful and all that yada yada yada.
Oh, is
the fucking anime one with the bike? Yeah, no,
yep.
Slide.
Marshall hates it. But anyway, I know. I still think it's a fun watch, and I kind of wish they'd do something different with the filming of it, but maybe someday they'll make a more modern adaptation or like some kind of soft reboot where Dehaan can just come back as Andrew, and he'll be like a 40-year-old hanging out with a couple of young guys playing Steve and Matt. But I gave it earlier you guys won me over with the cinematography thing, so I'm bumping it up to an 8.
Wow.
It was a 7.
Marshall's literally mouth agape right now.
He really is. The gape is mouthing for sure.
My mouth has never opened that wide before. I heard it squeak open.
And just like that, I'm above Marshall in the averages. Anyway, we will see you guys next week.
Wait,
Marshall's changing it right now.
I've got something to say.
Wait, I got something to say.
Thank you so much for listening. If you like what we do, maybe feel free to like and subscribe.
Why you gotta say it, huh? Why you gotta say it? This is the one thing I get to do every week.
Where can they find us, Marshall? See, now I can genuinely ask you.
No, it's
so I can tee up.
I'm not.
My thunder has been stolen.
By
I want
thunder.
A formal apology, Jobe.
Oh shit! You're gonna have to make a whole apology video now.
In your dreams, thunder.
That's close enough. Hey, Chronicles, thanks for sticking around all this way. Catch us everywhere you can find podcasts. Catch us on YouTube. Our handle is at Film Bluffs Pod. The channel name is usually Film Bluffs. Next week we got a Jobe pick. It's edging for tomorrow, or edge for tomorrow for the layman.
It's pretty good.
Fun fact: argue with everybody you want. The movie name is not Edge of Tomorrow, Live Die Repeat. That was just on the posters.
You are alienating our only fan.
Sorry, sorry, Adam.
He doesn't know that. He doesn't remember this bit.
No, Adam, we know the lore, so we're sorry.
No, wait, no.
Jobe was
have a good
talking
one.
so much shit.
We'll catch you next week.